Last night, Andy Dirks hit his first career major league home run and helped propel the Detroit Tigers to a victory over the visiting Tampa Bay Rays. Tonight from Comerica Park, it is Game 2 of the 3-game series. The Rays against the Tigers. Hello, everyone. I'm Rod Allen. Mario Mpemba will be with me in just a moment. Joe Madden, the manager of the Tampa Bay Rays, has taken the luxury tonight of trying to find some guys that have had some success against Justin Verlander in their careers, and he has found 5 guys to run out there against Justin in tonight's game. Matt Joyce, B.J. Upton, Casey Kochman, the former Tiger Johnny Damon, and also Evan Longoria have all had success against Verlander, but he is still 5-1 with a 3.29 earned run average against Tampa in his career, but I don't think any of the Rays have seen this new version of Justin Verlander. He has simply been dominant this year, and look for him also to be dominant here tonight. Now let's send you back to the Call Sam studios, and here's Mickey York.
Here this evening, clear skies, plenty of sunshine. Tigers and the Rays get together for Game 2 in this 3-game series. And if Detroit combines for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get yourself a free small order of curly fries. Here is the starting lineup tonight for the visiting Tampa Bay Rays, presented by your Chevy Detroit Motor City Chevy dealers. It'll be John Jaso leading it off. He's the catcher. And Ben Zobrist will bat second, play second base. Johnny Damon, the DH. Evan Longoria is at third base. Matt Joyce in right field, followed by B.J. Upton in center. And your bottom 3 tonight for Joe Madden: Casey Kochman, Sean Rodriguez, and Sam Fuld, rounding out their lineup. The scouting report on Justin Verlander is presented by Ace Hardware.
Well, I asked you the question, who's been better? And I think no one has been really better than Verlander since coming to the big leagues in 2006. He leads all American League pitchers in that span with 87 victories. He can simply overpower you with a fastball that will get to 100 miles an hour and baffle you with outstanding changeups and breaking balls. And this just in, he is only getting better. Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively. It's always presented by the fine folks at Beaumont Hospitals. Dirks, Jackson, Bosch in the outfield, the youngsters. Don Kelly getting the start at third base tonight. Peralta, Sizemore up the middle. The big fella, Cabrera, he's anchored over at first. And Alex Avila putting down the signs tonight for JV.
Well, you all know Verlander has been outstanding this year. The season has included a no-hitter, and here are the numbers to back up that statement.
How about 10 starts this year for Verlander? 10 quality starts. He has not given up more than 3 earned runs in any start this year, and he has pitched at least 6 innings in all 10 of those starts.
Pretty amazing. He went 8 innings in his last start at Boston on the last road trip. So Verlander back home in the home whites tonight, and we are ready for baseball. It's 67 degrees here at game time tonight.
Beautiful evening here tonight.
It is outstanding indeed as John Jaso stands in. It'll be Jaso to lead it off, and then Zobrist and Johnny Damon. Verlander set to go to work, and so are we. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. Jaso hacks away at it. Foul down the third base line and back out of play. And amongst them, so our first souvenir of the night.
At first fastball by Verlander just at 91 miles an hour. That's the one thing that Rick Knapp, the pitching coach, has encouraged him to do his last 3 starts, and he's been spectacular. And take your foot off the gas pedal early and hang out around 93, 94. You can always put your foot back on that pedal to get up to 98 to 100 when you need to do so.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Verlander has gone at least 100 pitches in every start this season, and he has gone deep into games in his last 4 or 5 starts, obviously with the no-hitter.
Well, he's a horse. Last year, no pitcher threw more pitches than Verlander.
Jaso fouls off another.
He's got that repeatable delivery, a guy that stands 6 feet 5 inches, about 230 pounds. Very little movement. Gets to a really nice balanced position, and that allows that arm to catch up, and boy does he have some arm speed with that right arm.
Here's the 1-2 to Jaso. Bouncing ball hit to second base. Routine there for Scott Sizemore. 1 gone. Well, here is our Farmers Insurance report card tonight, and as you might expect, it has to do with Tigers pitching, and specifically Justin Verlander, who this season leads major league pitchers with a 178 opponent's batting average.
His stuff this year has, as the young kids would say, it's been sick, but in a good way.
Well, here is Ben Zobrist. He is batting in the 2 slot tonight for the Rays. Zobrist 1 out of 4 in the ball game last night, batting .260.
Tigers able to do something to this Rays team that not many have been able to do this year, and that slow them down when they're on the road. They have an outstanding road record.
Zobrist, however, is one guy that is really scuffling. In fact, he snapped an 0 for 18 last night, but he is still 1 for his last 21 at bats, and he looks at a strike 1-1. A very versatile performer who can play literally just about anywhere. They have him at second base tonight. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Driven in the air. Right center field. Jackson and Bosch converge. Austin makes the catch, and there are 2 gone.
Well, here's what Tampa has been able to do on the road. 15-9. Away from Tropicana Field down in St. Petersburg. Only 11-13 at home. You can see runs per game are up just about every category, much better on the road.
Here's Johnny Damon. Damon almost made last night's game extremely interesting. He hit that screaming liner in the 9th inning after the Rays had scored 2 to tighten it up. That really would have made it interesting. 2 more runs probably would have scored. He hit it to first baseman Cabrera that end of the game, and Johnny's swinging the bat pretty good this year.
He's a good guy, and he was good in the Tigers clubhouse last year as well. Jim Leland was raving about Damon yesterday.
2 balls and 1 strike. Damon already this year has 7 home runs. He hit 8 all of last season with Detroit. The 2-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Of course, the one thing you don't have to deal with when you play for the Tigers is facing a guy like Justin Verlander, and so Damon getting an eyeful tonight here against his former teammate. Johnny is 5 for 16 career against Verlander, so good numbers. He has a homer. Make it 3-2.
Something else to factor in with the success that Damon has had in Tampa so far this year. This is now the second year he's been the DH. Last year, it took a little bit of an adjustment for him to be the full-time designated hitter.
Rolls that one to the right side. Sizemore will backhand it. Damon is out by half a step. Inside retired. 1-2-3 inning for Justin Verlander. First inning here at Comerica Park. The Tigers coming to the bat for the first time in this ballgame. Here is their starting lineup presented by Big Boy tonight. Austin Jackson, Don Kelly, and Brennan Bosch are your top three for Detroit. Miguel Cabrera batting cleanup, then Victor Martinez. Andy Dirks is in left. Meanwhile, Johnny Peralta will play shortstop, and then Avila will catch, and Sizemore batting ninth tonight. They dropped him in the lineup and playing second base. The Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on Wade Davis. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you.
A little bit of a concern this year for the pitching coach, Jim Hickey. His velocity is down. He's anywhere from 88 to 90, whereas last year, Davis worked right around 93 to 94. He has all four pitches, fastball, curve, slider, and the change, and he really likes pitching against the Central. 8-1 in his career against the AL Central.
Whoa, that's pretty good. He'll take on a Tiger team tonight that won the opener last night. They've won their last two. Austin Jackson is leading it off. And they back him out of there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jackson, then Kelly, then Bosch. A bit of a different look tonight for Jim Leland's team. Inge gets the night off. Sizemore bumped down in the lineup. That's driven high in the air to right field on a slice. Joyce coming over to the corner, and he'll run it down with a basket catch.
There's some wind up there tonight, and Joyce initially took off for the line, and then he had to take sort of a banana route to get to this ball to make the play. We told you during Tigers Live today that one of the things that Joe Madden, the manager of the Tampa Bay Rays, told Joyce to do the last couple of years when he was spending time in AAA is work on your defense, and he's very much improved in the outfield.
Here's Don Kelly batting in the 2 slot. Kelly is at 239. A couple of RBIs this year. And he pops up a bunt, and it'll go foul. Back in the Tiger dugout.
Well, if you're bunting down toward third base, you better make it a good bunt. Number 3, and down there, he can really pick it. And that would be Longoria.
This entire team, as a club, can really pick it. They've done some great things defensively. Longoria, though, is one of those special talents, one of those great two-way players. Great with the bat, equally as good with the glove.
He really hasn't even reached his prime yet.
And Kelly holds up 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kelly got a start in one of those games in Pittsburgh in front of all of his friends and family. That was game 1 in that series against the Pirates. That's outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Don. And Davis ready with the 3-2 pitch. Driven to center field on a line. Upton coming over. He'll play it on 1 hop. Don Kelly has a 1-out single.
Let's take a look at the Tampa Bay Rays defensively. It's always presented by Tim Hortons. You've got Fold, Upton, Joyce in the outfield. We told you that Longoria at third base, he can pick it. He's won 2 Gold Gloves already. Rodriguez, Zobrist are up the middle. Casey Kotzman, he's a really good glove man over at first with really soft hands. And Jaso is behind the dish here tonight.
B.J. Upton picked up yet another assist in last night's ball game. He can really run them down out there in center.
That is a total of 38 assists from center field for Upton. Since the beginning of the 2007 season, no one has thrown out more as a center fielder. That ball he threw back to first base last night to get Avila was ridiculous.
Well, here is Bosch now. Brendan last night had a double and it was a big 2-base hit. Eventually came around to score a run late in the game. Tigers fortunately had some add-on runs late in that game because they needed most of them. 1-0 on Bosch. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Real good breaking ball there by Davis.
Wade Davis out of Lake Wales, Florida, which is just outside of Lakeland.
Looked like a little bit of a knuckle curve there.
Bosch takes low. 2-1.
Davis, in the 57 innings he has pitched so far this year, has pitched in a lot of traffic. 80 base runners. But when runners do get on against Davis, that's when he does his best work. Opponents hitting just 209 against Davis when runners are in scoring position. So other teams have been able to bend him, but they have not been able to break him.
Here comes the 2-1 offering. Runner bluffs and a couple of hopper hit back up the middle into center. Base hit. Kelly will pull into second base. Stop there. And the Tigers have something going now. 2 on with 1 out.
Well, we told you that Wade Davis, his velocity with the fastball is down this year, which means the strikeouts are going to be down. The walks are up. 4 home runs allowed in his last 2 starts, 2 in his previous 7. But the earned run average really not all that bad. And he's won 4 games and lost 4 for a very good ball club.
Well, here comes Cabrera now with 1 out. Runners at first and second.
And just about everything Cabrera hits these days have been to right field. That's exactly what he wants to try to accomplish.
And he has really done well in these situations. 472 this year with men in scoring position. In fact, the Tigers last night as a team were 4 for 7 with men in scoring position.
Cabrera really knows how to slow the game down in these situations. That's why his numbers are so lofty when runners are in scoring position.
The 1-0. Doesn't get over anxious.
Well, check him out, though. I mean, he just takes deep breath after deep breath and just kind of calms himself down. And that's one thing Alex Avila said that Cabrera taught him in the offseason when they were working in Miami. Just to take some deep breaths when you get in that batter's box and just slow everything down. And that's what he does 2 or 3 times before he steps in and gets ready to hit. Breathe. You got to breathe.
That works in more than just hitting. That's for sure. Here's the 1-1. Driven to center field. Upton is right there. Kelly will tag but bluff. Not going to run on that arm. 2 gone. So that'll bring up Victor Martinez. had one of the big hits last night, a couple of RBIs with a double. Well, we haven't had much good weather at the start of this season, but that last day in Pittsburgh, the last couple of days actually, and tonight, sparkling as well.
We're on our way.
We hope. Summer should be here real soon. Martinez hitting .303. Victor's had a whale of a month of May, .356 this month. And he looks at strike one. Tigers an early scoring chance here with 2 on 2 out. We're in the bottom of the first. And the 0-1. Rolled foul right behind Tom Brookins. 0-2.
It really hasn't taken Victor Martinez that long to settle into that DH role. And there are a lot of guys that really struggle and when they become DHs full time for the first time. Not Victor.
.429 on base percentage as a DH. Behind in the count here, 0-2. Inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Of the 25 RBIs this year for Victor, 16 of them have come here in the month of May. And of course, he was on the disabled list early in the season with that groin problem, much of April, which cut his playing time down. But no issues since returning from the disabled list. Here's the 1-2. Blocked at home plate by Jaso. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tigers got singles from Kelly and Bosch, and with 2 outs, Martinez trying to cash in. Victor's had some big hits so far this season. Of course, that double which plated 3 on opening day here in Detroit, and the big 2-run double last night. He just flat out hit. Now Jaso heads out to the mound. Joe Madden has his team coming into play tonight at 26-22. And the Rays, after an 0-6 start this year, have fought their way toward the top of the American League East. They've been outstanding. And the 2-2. Rolled foul again. Talking about Davis coming from the Lakeland area, Lake Wales, Florida, which is just outside of Lakeland. This Tampa team has a few guys that are from Florida, including Johnny Damon from the Orlando area, Matt Joyce from the Tampa area, and Davis from the Lakeland area. 25 years old. Missed it inside, run it full now, 3-2, and this is where it gets interesting. They'll start the runners here with 2 outs.
Victor has an exceptional eye. He will chase a pitch on occasion, but Davis has thrown him a breaking ball, fastballs inside, cutters. They've all been borderline pitches. He's laid off all of those, and now he has to come right back at him with a strike here or run the risk of the bases being loaded. Really pitching him inside the majority of this at bat.
Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He tried to hold up. Victor is out of there. The Tigers will strand a pair. by Chrysler and by Arby's. Stop by today and try the Market Fresh grilled chicken and pecan salad sandwich. Back here at Comerica Park, outside of the administrative offices, the plaque for Ty Cobb. Inside, of course, you have the statue, which is located out beyond the left center field wall.
Spikes up.
That was usually the case with Mr. Cobb. Sliding into second base. No score in this one as we go to the second. And we'll get Longoria to lead it off against Justin Verlander. Longoria, Joyce, and B.J. Upton. Justin had a 1-2-3 first inning, got 2 ground balls and a fly ball. Ball one outside to Longoria. Evan right now is struggling offensively. You're not used to seeing these numbers from Longoria, batting just .221. He has spent some time on the DL this year with an oblique. And he looks at a strike 1-1.
That is probably the worst time to have an injury, a couple of weeks out of spring training, and you sit out for 15 to 20 days. And when you come back, it's almost like you have to go through spring training again, and that's kind of what Longoria is going through here.
Well, the numbers indicate that because Longoria is just 5 for his last 36.
And we all know he's a much better player than that. He makes all-star teams. He wins Gold Gloves, Silver Slugger Awards. Played third base on the World Baseball Classic USA team.
Way inside, it skitters off the glove of Avila. 3-1. Well, Longoria has okay numbers against Verlander. He's had 4 hits against him lifetime. One of those a home run. 4 for 15. And the 3-1 pitch. 3-2 on Longoria.
That kind of gives you an idea how he is struggling right now. A hitter the caliber of Longoria gets himself in a 3-1 count, and he doesn't flail harmlessly swinging at a pitch like that. I know Verlander's on the mound, but as a big league hitter and a guy like Longoria, you don't swing at that pitch when you're going well.
Ground ball to short. Right at Johnny Peralta. You know what that means. He's automatic.
Now let's take a look at how Verlander attacked Longoria his first at-bat of the evening. It's courtesy of Bell Tire. And Verlander not really throwing all that hard early. Longoria gets himself into a favorable count, 3 balls and 1 strike, but Verlander doesn't give in. He throws a pretty good pitch down and away, and then he gets another fastball up there on the outside portion of the plate that Longoria rolls over to Peralta.
So 3 of the 4 outs that Verlander has recorded tonight via the ground ball. Here's Matt Joyce. This ought to be a pretty good matchup here. You got one of the top right-handers in the game facing the top hitter right now in baseball. Joyce off to a .357 start. That's skied toward left field shallow. Dirks on a sprint, still coming, dives and makes the catch.
That boy's a baseball player. That is the ultimate compliment as well. When you simply can call someone a baseball player, that's a pretty good compliment. He ran a mile for this ball and stretched out and made a tremendous play.
The exact words that Jim Leyland used to describe him just yesterday, a baseball player. I mean, you see a lot of guys that have a terrific amount of athleticism in this game, and there are guys that just can flat out play the game, and Dirks is one of those guys that fits in the latter category. There's a line drive to left, base hit.
It's not all bad to have a few guys on your team willing to bring that lunch pail to work every single day and punch that clock and give you an honest day's work.
There goes the no-hitter. 2-out single here in the second.
And we'll see if B.J. Upton's in a running mood here tonight. He's got good speed. And you can steal a base off of Verlander when he does go home, but he does have a very quick move as well. Very quick feet for Verlander when he goes to first base.
Here's Casey Kochman stepping in. Kochman came on late in the ball game last night. He also is off to a nice start. Joe Madden was saying the other day that he is really impressed with the way Kochman has swung the bat. When he was in Seattle, he was really struggling offensively. I mean, he'll always bring his glove. He is one of the top defensive first basemen that we've seen in a long, long time. But this year, starting to swing the bat a little bit better. A .998 fielding percentage. That's pretty close right there.
Yes, it was. Perfect throw by Verlander. Take a look at where Cabrera takes the throw. And he lets it travel all the way and just simply applies the tag to Upton, and he looked out.
He was out, wasn't he?
Look at that look on BJ's face. He kind of thinks he was out too. He shortened up his lead, I know that much. Of course, Verlander and the Upton brothers. Zimmerman of the Washington Nationals. Reynolds of the Baltimore Orioles. All those guys are from that Virginia area.
Sizemore is as well.
You were talking about all the guys from Florida. But there's a lot of guys from that Virginia area. David Wright as well. It's been a hotbed for really good big league players.
One ball, one strike on Kochman. Upton aboard on the 2-out single here in the second. No score.
Well, if Verlander gives Avila a chance to throw, he will have an opportunity to throw Upton out, even though Upton has tremendous speed.
Oh, they got him picked off. Verlander throws it into center field. Upton will go all the way to third. And that was something.
That was a balk anyway. A balk and an error. What you have to do in a situation like this is you have to step off. He didn't step off. He just spun.
Oh, that's right.
He spun and he didn't throw to first base, which means the balk was in order. So BJ would have been given second base anyway. And then when he threw the ball into center field, of course, BJ just didn't stop.
Kind of shades of what happened in Oakland. A little bit of brain lock there for Verlander. Here's the 1-1. Kochman looks at a bender that drops in 1 and 2. It may be all academic with the stuff that Verlander has. If they can take care of Kochman. Justin throwing from the windup. And he takes it just off the plate.
Just to make sure you guys understand what I'm talking about here, this is almost like a pickoff. Verlander obviously on the mound, but his feet are what you have to watch. He looks like he's stepping off to throw to first base. Then he wheels and throws to center field. That's the balk in the air. So, but if he steps off and throws the ball, then there's no balk call.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And Avila will throw to first. Didn't matter anyway. So the side retired. Verlander gets his first strikeout. And also, Andy Dirks comes up with a nice play out in left field. A diving, sprawling catch. scoreless ball game. The Tigers, of course, have made some moves. Phil Koch went on the disabled list after bruising his foot last night. Adam Wilk was called up from Toledo, and Andy Oliver will be recalled and pitch on Saturday against the Boston Red Sox. Avila, meanwhile, pops up, or Dirks rather, pops up for the first out of the inning. And with the Koch injury, General Manager Dave Dombrowski talks about how they have reshuffled the staff for the time being.
We were in a spot that we figured with Charlie Furbush having pitched yesterday, we could use another arm in the bullpen, so we brought up Adam Wilk. And then in turn what we'll do is we'll slide Andrew Oliver in to pitch Saturday in Koch's spot. So we'll also be able to keep Furbush in the bullpen, which you could see helped us last night. So a lot of moving pieces in a short time period, but we think the ones that make us a little bit stronger at this time.
Meanwhile, Johnny Peralta hammers a double off the left field wall, and the Tigers pick up another hit, their third of the game.
Johnny Peralta has been sizzling hot, and especially against right-handed pitching. Just a further comment on some of the moves that have been made. Obviously, Furbush is not going to pitch for at least a couple of days because he pitched quite a bit last night, but you bring Wilk up, you put him in the bullpen. Now you have Oliver as well going up Saturday against the Boston Red Sox. And let's face the facts. The Boston Red Sox have some very good left-handed hitters. And as many left-handers that you can have as weapons if you're Jim Leyland, it helps you win those games.
No doubt about it. And Leland said before the game today, the coaching staff talked about it at length after the game last night. They decided they would rather go with Oliver in the starting role instead of Furbush and just keep him in the bullpen. And Charlie was saying before the game today that he came out of the pen during spring training. So even though he has started for most of his career, he's used to coming out of the pen a little bit this year, mostly in spring training. We'll see how it works out. Oliver will get the chance coming up Saturday.
And when Phil Koch got his start last week against the Boston Red Sox in Boston, he held that combination of Crawford, Ellsbury, and Gonzalez hitless. They were 0 for 11 against him. So I'm sure that weighed into the decision by the Tigers to bring up a couple more left-handers.
1 ball, 1 strike on Alex Avila. 1 on, 1 out. We're in the second. Avila at 286. In the air toward left center. Fold coming over. And Peralta will hold up at second base. 2 outs.
Well, we watched Andy Oliver last year. Yeah, pitched a few starts in the major leagues. He's got a power arm for a left-hander. 95 with a slider that's getting better, and also a changeup. These are some of his starts in Toledo this year. But he's got a really good arm.
Here is Sizemore batting in the 9 slot tonight, and he looks to strike 1. 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Davis. Sizemore 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. You've been talking about the fact that Sizemore, Rod, needs to be a little bit more aggressive up there, and he agreed today. He said, I know it. I mean, and that's if I need to self-evaluate, it's that I need to take fewer pitches, especially those pitches on the outside corner, because that's one of my strengths, driving the ball the other way.
And they're not really pitching around him. Most opposing pitchers, they go right after Scott, and they give him lots of fastballs.
1-2. Sizemore has knocked in 4 since coming up. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Off the plate, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Missed with it. Run it to 3-2 now on Sizemore, trying to get it to the top of the order. Austin Jackson. Davis gave up a couple of singles in the first, no damage. A double here in the second.
Also told you that Davis has held the opposition to a .209 batting average with runners in scoring position. he has been stingy.
Well, they signed Wade Davis to a new contract on the eve of opening day this year. In fact, it's a 7-year deal. They locked him up for 4 years and then 3 option seasons, which would keep him in a Tampa uniform till 2017. And again, the 3-2. He walked him. Sizemore gets a base on balls. We'll put 2 aboard. And the first walk for Wade Davis. Now a chance for Austin Jackson, who flied out his first time up. Davis coming off a season in which he led all American League rookies with 12 wins in 2010. Breaking ball is in there. So the Rays trying to stay ahead of the curve with the long deal that they signed him to. Jackson is hit safely in 13 of his last 15. And he drives one to center field on a line. Upton comes out and drops the ball. Here comes Peralta rounding third. He will score, and the Tigers take the lead.
Don't know exactly what happened, but it looked like B.J. Upton was catching this ball and getting ready to gallop into their dugout for the 3rd out of the inning, and he just nonchalanted it right off the heel of the glove.
It's probably the best way to put it. It was a nonchalant play, and because of that, the Tigers able to get a run in. First error of the game for the Rays. First error of the season for B.J. Upton. Keeps the inning alive now for Don Kelly. Ball 1. Kelly had a single in his first at bat. 273 this year with runners in scoring position.
And this Rays team, they do not make lots of mistakes defensively. They have not had a multiple error game this year as a club,
which is really kind of astounding. I mean, this deep into the season, they really have been one of those special teams defensively, and that's, we often talk about how you win games by playing defense like this.
Pitching and defense. Just to give you an idea of how impressive that is, and I said this last night, so if you heard it, just kind of disregard it, but 29 players in the majors this year have committed 2 errors or more in the game. 29 individual players.
Jackson just got back there. 1-1. And Don Kelly. Lifted back out of play.
Looks like Jackson's entertaining the thought of stealing second base, but Davis did a very nice job of just holding the ball after he came to his set position on the rubber, knowing that Jackson on first would get a little antsy, and eventually he would shut it down because he realized he couldn't get a good jump off Davis on that last offer.
Inside again, and the count goes 2-2 on Kelly. So if the Rays make it through this game without committing another error, it'll be a major league record for games without committing more than 1 error. That's how good defensively they have been this year. But a big error cost them in this inning. Meanwhile, Jackson drawing some attention from Davis. Outside, 3-2.
Tigers hitters have done a very nice job of making Davis throw the ball over the plate. He has been able to get ahead of a few hitters in this game, but some guys have been patient, and they've kind of worked the count back into their favor.
Kochman behind Jackson at first. He'll be on the move. And there he goes. Fouled away. You know, the other thing errors do for you, elevating the pitch count for pitchers, because in this case it continues an inning where Davis should be sitting down right now.
That's right.
He has thrown 43 pitches in this game. And oftentimes that's why pitching and defense go hand in hand. There's another foul back out of play, so Kelly is giving Davis fits. Verlander gets an unearned run here in the second inning. He'll take it. Tigers have gotten him a 1-0 lead, maybe more here if Kelly can come through. Driven down the right field line, and that will hook foul. Quite a battle here from Kelly. Looks like he cracked his bat. The next pitch will be the 9th in this at bat. Davis a couple of years ago in 2007 was the Rays minor league pitcher of the year, threw a no-hitter in the minor leagues that year. Quickly made his way through the minor league system of the Rays. And another foul. This one yanked down the right field line. Remember Jody Davis, the catcher for the Chicago Cubs?
Yes.
This is his second cousin.
Okay.
Wade Davis. They're connected. A 9-pitch at bat. Here comes number 10. In the air to center field. B.J. Upton is under this one, and that is that. So the Tigers settle for a run. They take the lead, and you're watching Tigers baseball, presented tonight by Bell Tire.
Guy like Verlander, you watch him on video and you watch his last start. So if you're watching Verlander 3 starts ago, he had an outstanding fastball. That was a no-hitter game. From the 7th inning on, he threw all fastballs 97 miles an hour and above. He didn't like his curveball in that particular game, so he worked on the curveball in between starts against the Kansas City Royals and came out and said he had his best curveball of the year. And then he goes into Fenway Park, very hostile environment. And Verlander threw 52% fastballs in this game and 48% breaking balls, so he really had a really nice mix going. And that's one of the things that makes Verlander so tough. One start fastball, next one curveball, then he's mixing them up in tonight. 70% fastball, 30% off speed.
Constantly adjusting. And Verlander, a couple of scoreless innings tonight. He has a 1-0 lead as we go to the top of the third. Sean Rodriguez leads it off, strike one.
Most guys that have 100-mile-per-hour fastballs, they're not 70-30 as far as the mixture is concerned, the percentage. They're probably 85 to 90% with fastballs. I mean, you look no further than in their dugout, David Price, their left-handed phenom.
Right. Absolutely.
He's pretty much 90-95% fastballs.
Here's the 1-1. When Verlander got to the big leagues, though, I mean, he was a guy that was considered to have 3 really above-average big league pitches, though, wasn't he?
Well, he had a fastball, obviously. He had a knuckle curve at the time, and he had a changeup that was a pretty good pitch for him as well. But that knuckle curve presented problems for him. You may remember he had to go on the disabled list in his very first year with some blisters.
Yeah.
Missed a couple of starts. All of a sudden, he taught himself a new curveball, and that's the one he's been going with since 2006. It's a dry curveball as well. He doesn't use the seams when he throws his breaking ball. No seams with his curveball.
Here's the 2-2. Slapped down the right field line. Fair ball. It's going to go to the corner. Rodriguez has extra bases. He'll go to second and pull in with a leadoff double.
That was a nice piece of hitting there by Rodriguez. And that fastball appeared to be behind him. But really all he did was he kind of stuck his bat out there, taking the right angle to get to this fastball, and he was able to whistle that ball down in the right field corner. That's how you hit the ball the opposite way. Take a look here. It gets deep. He lets it travel. That ball was almost behind him when contact was made.
Rays have their second hit tonight. We'll bring up Sam Fuld, the number 9 hitter. Ball 1.
Verlander threw that fastball up intentionally. He didn't know whether Fuld was up there bunting, trying to get Rodriguez over to third base or not. So if he was bunting, Verlander was going to try to get him to pop it up. And Kelly at third. He's thinking about the bunt. Cabrera on the other side also has the bunt in mind.
Driven high in the air to right center field. Austin Jackson gets under it. Runner will tag. And he'll get to third base. So Fuld is able to move the runner up.
It's a good at bat by Fuld. He'll get lots of high fives when he gets back to that dugout.
Meanwhile, Verlander in the month of May has been as good as it gets. He's won 20 games in the month of May. And some awards back in 06, the Rookie of the Month. In 09, the AL Pitcher of the Month. Pretty good. A 2.65 ERA as well.
Infield in. Yeah, they're not going to give this run to Tampa. They're going to make them earn it in more ways than one because Verlander's on the rubber.
John Jaso trying to score him. He grounded out his first time up. Here's the 1-0 pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Jaso, I guess, wouldn't be your prototypical leadoff man if you consider his position. He is a catcher, yet he walks a lot, has a high on-base percentage, and there really haven't been too many catchers that have been leadoff hitters. There have been a few recently. Jason Kendall, I guess, comes to mind. The 2-0 pitch is a ball, 3-0.
Back-to-back breaking balls and then a changeup to Jaso with a runner on third, less than 2 outs.
Here's a strike called. Jaso backs out of the box. Jaso last year was called up when Kelly Shopik went on the DL and stayed with the Tampa Ball Club the rest of the year. The 3-1 to the shortstop. They'll send the runner home. Peralta couldn't grab it, and the run will score. They'll get the runner at first base. Jaso is out of there. He'll get an RBI.
Well, you really wouldn't expect anything other than that from a Joe Madden club. Very aggressive base running. He was going on contact and almost into a double play. This ball was almost caught by Peralta. Almost caught. And Johnny wisely didn't throw that ball home because he didn't field it cleanly, didn't have a good handle on it. So he wisely regrouped and just took the out. He came inches from catching that baseball.
So we're tied up at 1. 2 outs now. Bases empty for Ben Zobrist. In the air to right field. Bosch coming on. And the inning is over. They get a run on 1 hit. Nobody left. The 3rd inning, and the Tigers' number 3 hitter Brendan Bosch will be leading it off. And here's some numbers, Rod, as you compare the Tigers' number 3 hitter to the American League average from that position.
Well, it looks like Tigers' number 3 hitters are a little bit under the average for the American League, but Maglio Ordonez occupied that spot at the beginning of the year, and he obviously struggled quite a bit in that regard. But the point is well taken. They've got to get a little bit better. And somebody hitting in front of Cabrera so he can drive in some more runs.
219 average out of the number 3 slots. And Maglio, by the way, is scheduled to be working out on the field here Friday at the ballpark. So hopefully his return is on the horizon at some point. 1 ball, 1 strike on Brendan Bosch. Singled and did not score back in the 1st. Davis with the 1-1. Bosch hits it high in the air, right center field. Upton cruising back. They'll run it down. 1 gone. Time for a game break now. Let's go to the studio. Here's Mickey York. All right, Mick, thank you. Here it is 1-1. Tigers got a run in the bottom of the 2nd, and the Rays answer with 1 in the top of the 3rd. Strike 1 on Cabrera. Miguel tonight is 0 for 1.
I wonder how that last graphic would look if we compared number 4 hitters, number 5 hitters, and number 7 hitters like Peralta and the job they're doing this year.
Awfully good. I mean, you're talking about Cabrera, Martinez, Peralta, yeah.
Well, they probably would be above the American League average.
Peralta's given the Tigers a lot of power at the bottom of their lineup.
And usually the best hitter on the team bats 3rd, and that would be Cabrera. So I don't know how to look at that, really.
There's the 2-1. 3 balls, 1 strike on Miguel. Well, when things are going really well, they've got Ordonez hitting well in the 3 spot. They've got Jackson setting the table. And then you've got, of course, Cabrera and Martinez and Peralta and the rest of the gang. Popped him up. A mile high into center field. B.J. Upton cruising over.
Hey fans, come to Comerica Park tomorrow afternoon and see the Tigers take on the Rays and save $5 with the spring ticket deal with mezzanine seats available for only $10. Tickets are available now at 866-66-TIGER or log on to tigers.com.
It's a pretty good deal right there.
Spring is here. Summer's right around the corner.
Here's Martinez with 2 outs. Davis in search of his first 1-2-3 frame. Inside.
He has pitched Martinez aggressively inside. And as a matter of fact, Juan Cruz did as well last night when somehow Martinez was able to double down in that right field corner to drive in a couple of really late runs.
2-0. Davis, another one of the homegrown arms that the Rays have been able to cultivate. He was a third-round pick back in 2004, and coming out of high school, he was ready to go to the University of Florida, play college ball there. Was offered a scholarship, but the Rays offered him enough money to change his mind, and here he is.
When the Rays first started, they drafted a lot of young players, a lot of high school kids. They didn't shy away from the high school kids. There are some organizations that really don't like to draft high school kids early because you don't know what you're really getting. They like the more established kids from good college programs that have played for good coaches. And they know those guys are going to get to the big leagues a lot sooner. Price was that guy. Took him about a year to get to the big leagues.
Out of Vanderbilt, right? That's whistled foul.
Neiman, they took another pitcher a few years back. He was a #1 draft choice. Didn't take him that long to get to the big leagues. Longoria, he was a college kid. He did not stay in the minor leagues very long. So, I mean, you have a mixture here of high school kids like B.J. Upton was and some of the other guys. Then you have a lot of veteran guys, too, that play college ball.
3-1 on Martinez. And he walked it. 2-out base on balls. Second walk for Davis. The other thing about the Rays is they lost so much for so long, about a decade. They were getting a lot of high draft choices. And they made good on quite a few of those draft choices. Rebuilding their organization. Joe Maddon now is the longest tenured Rays manager.
Yeah, it doesn't appear that he's going anywhere anytime soon.
Here's Andy Dirks.
I told you their entire traveling party wore white over here to Comerica Park on the plane, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a whiteout theme for this trip. They have several different themes all year.
They got a pajama theme going this year, too.
Do they really?
Yeah, they're going to wear pajamas from Los Angeles to Baltimore. Very late game in L.A. They're going to get into Baltimore about 4 or 5 in the morning. They're going to wear their PJs.
Now, do you have to participate as a manager?
Oh, everybody. Everybody, the entire traveling party.
Broadcasters, too?
Yes. So if you were on that club, you'd have had to bring out your white jeans and your...
With the footies?
Your PF Flyers.
PF Flyers. Now, Johnny Damon, he's not afraid to wear the pajamas. He gets into it. There's a strike call. 1-2.
There you have it. A lot of white there. And most guys are not really comfortable wearing white pants.
Look at Madden in the middle with the glasses. Is that Madden?
He's got white glasses, though, too. That's beautiful, though.
Driven high in the air to left. Fairly deep but playable. Sam Fold is under it, and that'll take care of the Tigers here in the third. No runs, a walk, one left. To the fourth we go. And by your neighborhood Spartan stores. For locations, check out turntospartan.com. On to the fourth inning we go here at the ballpark tonight. The Rays a run on 2 hits. Tigers a run on 3 hits. Both teams have an error. On a clear, crisp night here at the ballpark. 64 degrees right now. And Johnny Damon will start things off for the Rays. It'll be Damon, Longoria, and then Matt Joyce. Verlander giving up a run in the third. A leadoff double by Rodriguez. He eventually scored. Damon tonight is 0 for 1 with a ground out. And he looks at strike 1. Johnny last year in a Tigers uniform hit .271 with 51 RBIs. Got a pretty good pace to eclipse his power numbers this year with Tampa. In fact, he knocked in 20 in his first 20 games. 1 ball and 1 strike on Damon. Sliced into left. That's a base hit. So the leadoff man is on for Tampa Bay.
Well, we told you that Verlander has had some awkward moments while on the mound this year, and I'm not quite sure what happened here in Oakland, but he threw the ball home after thinking about picking the runner off at first, and that didn't go very well. He also threw one away in center field in Seattle, and some of you've watched the one here tonight with B.J. Upton taking off from first base. Verlander simply wheels and throws the ball in the outfield, and B.J. Upton doesn't stop running. He ended up on third base.
There's a ball high to Longoria. I remembered the first one. I forgot about the one in Seattle. That was almost a carbon copy of this one.
Yes, it was.
But the one in Oakland was kind of spooky. He got caught in between and just threw it at the batter. Longoria is 0 for 1 with a ground ball. Well, you've ponied this out a lot, but Cabrera does a really nice job, doesn't he, of letting that ball get right to the bag?
He hadn't always done so, but with each game that he plays over at first base, he gets better and better.
Runner goes, and it's rolled foul.
That appeared to be a hit and run. But it's not all bad if you're Joe Madden. Even a guy like Longoria, to give him a hit and run to kind of get him going. He's an all-star. He's a great player, but right now he's just kind of fighting it. And sometimes managers will take it upon themselves to put a hit and run on and take all the thought process out of it for the hitter and force them into just swinging the bat, not thinking about anything but making contact. We've seen Jim do that a lot over the years.
Well, Longoria last year knocked in 104. 2 years ago, he had a ton of home runs. He hit 33. Damon has stolen 6 this year. Career 391. Ball high. 2-1. Runner goes again, and it's skied toward left field. Foul ground. It's circling now under Kelly, who makes the play. The first out of the inning, and back to first goes Damon. Here's the AT&T trivia question tonight. Prior to Charlie Furbush, who was the last Detroit reliever to earn a win in his major league debut.
Don't have to go back very far. That was your first year here.
It was 2002.
So you nailed that one then.
So you're telling me I should know this.
You nailed it.
Yep. Yeah, I got that one. I really have no idea. I'm going to have to think about it.
Really?
Yeah. There are a couple of guys that come to mind. We'll get you the answer in a little bit. Matt Joyce looks at a ball outside. Joyce flied out his first time up.
If you're Verlander, you don't want to let Damon steal second base. You want to keep the double play in order. Although for the most part, Matt Joyce hits the ball in the air.
Each team with 3 hits in this game, each team with 1 run. Joyce hammers one high in the air and deep to right field. Bosch going back to the track, to the wall. He looks up and that ball is gone.
He's having a super year.
Matt Joyce continues to swing it. It's a 2-run shot off Justin Verlander. His 8th home run of the year.
In a 1-0 count, if you're Matt Joyce, you're sitting on a fastball and you're thinking about a fastball in the mid-90s from Verlander, and he got a changeup at 85 miles an hour, and Matt Joyce stayed back and was able to get underneath it, took the right path to the ball, and found the seats in right field. That changeup stayed up.
And the Rays lead 3-1. 378 feet, the estimated distance on that home run. Swing and a miss by Upton.
Well, he identified a couple of guys at the top of the telecast that have had some success against Verlander in their careers. And Matt Joyce and Johnny Damon, the guys that have scored the runs in this inning, were both on that list.
Well, home run numbers should be no surprise. When Joyce was with the Tigers in limited time, he hit 12 home runs back in 08. He's got that sweet swing. Upton bails out of a strike. Breaking ball that dropped in.
Yeah, but when Matt went to Tampa, he couldn't play because Upton was in center, Crawford was in left, and Zobrist had emerged as a star, an all-star, a couple of years ago.
Driven to right field. Bosch is there. 2 gone.
But with the departure of Carl Crawford, who left as a free agent to go to Boston, and then Manny Ramirez retiring, Joyce finally got a chance to play.
It's all about opportunity.
And he has taken full advantage of the opportunity.
Joyce, by the way, has hit 33 career home runs. 32 of them have come against right-handed pitching.
Well, we saw his numbers last night against left-handers. They weren't pretty.
No, the only lefty home run that he has against a lefty is Ricky Romero of the Toronto Blue Jays. Casey Kochman, the batter. Way outside, 2-0. So Verlander now has given up 3 home runs in his last 2 starts, after he had gone 3 straight starts without giving up a long ball. Kochman goes after a 2-0 pitch right at the letters.
JV does not look as sharp as he looked his last 3 times out, but he still has the stuff and the mound presence and the know-how to maneuver his way through this lineup, hoping his team can score a few runs and to maybe still get him a win here tonight.
Two on Kochman. A St. Petersburg native, former #1 pick of the Los Angeles Angels. And he just missed with it. Verlander a stare in for home plate umpire Jerry Davis. Looked like he buckled everybody. Three-two pitch. Fouled away. We were talking about Kochman's defensive skills a little bit earlier. He has had over 5,100 chances in the major leagues. Defensively, he's committed 9 errors.
Whew. Wow.
Think about that. Again, the 3-2. Foul back. So the glove has never been an issue. Offensively, he's been up and down in his career. He's played with the Angels in Seattle. And now a chance with the Rays. Checked it. Strike 3 called. He went around. Inning over. 2-run homer by Joyce has given Tampa the lead. The home run by Matt Joyce has given Tampa Bay the lead. Johnny Peralta, Alex Avila, Scott Sizemore, the bottom three, facing Wade Davis, who gave up an unearned run back in the second inning. Peralta hammers away at the first pitch, headed back to the seats. Johnny had a double and scored the Tigers' run back in the second. .26 RBIs, and Peralta right now hitting an even .300. There's a bouncer to the shortstop, Rodriguez. Peralta is out. One gone here in the fourth. Well, you had a chance to think about that trivia question. Here it is again, courtesy of AT&T. Prior to Charlie Furbush, who was the last Tigers reliever to earn a win in his MLB debut in '02? Franklin Herman. Yeah, I didn't guess him. September 7th against the New York Yankees.
Have not heard his name in quite some time. He must be out of baseball.
I think he is. I haven't heard either. A blast from the past. Here's Alex Avila. Avila flat out his first time up. Strike one. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tigers are run on 3 hits. Tigers starting a 10-game homestand in which they'll face some pretty good teams. Of course, Tampa, and you got Boston. The 0-1 is in there, a strike. The Boston series is a 4-gamer.
Cleveland won the first game of that series last night against the Boston Red Sox.
Heard Manny Acta say today that perhaps he'll be getting Grady Sizemore back this weekend. Perhaps. The 0-2.
Well, if there's ever a time to take your time with Sizemore, it's now. They're in first place. They've got a healthy lead. When you want your guys to come back from injury, you want them to be 100%. Because Sizemore means a lot to that team.
Jim Leland's club coming into play tonight trailed Cleveland by 7. KC was 8.5 out. Ball high to Alex. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sizemore to follow. We're in the 4th inning here at Comerica. And a swing and a miss, and Avila is down on strikes. Second strikeout for Davis. By the way, this Saturday, the UEFA Champions League final comes to Fox. It's an epic clash between 2 of soccer's most renowned teams. Barcelona takes on Manchester United. Exclusive coverage begins Saturday at 2 p.m. in high definition on your local Fox station. 2 outs now for Scott Sizemore. And he rolls one toward the left side of the infield. Sean Rodriguez has it there. Sizemore is out, and the Tigers go 1-2-3. We go to the 5th. 3-1 Tampa Bay.
And, you know, a lot of times he'll ask my opinion and go with that, and other times we'll change the game plan and go what he wants to go with, or even what's working at that point. You know, sometimes, you know, his curveball may not be working, but his slider's pretty good. So, you know, whatever game plan we do put together at the beginning of the game normally changes quite drastically.
That's one of the things that Verlander has learned to do the last couple of years, and Alex kind of pointed it out. The fact that Verlander, once he delivers the ball toward home plate, his head is now in a position to where he can read the swings of the opposing batters. And now he can change the game plan if they're on to a particular pitch or two. He can go to fastball, breaking ball, changeup, of course, a very good slider too.
So Avila, who has gained the respect of this Tigers pitching staff, seeing a lot of playing time this year, and he's beginning to blossom as well. Here come the Rays now. Rodriguez leads it off in the 5th inning. Verlander surrendered the 2-run homer to Matt Joyce. That broke the tie. There's strike one on Sean Rodriguez. Double and a run scored for Rodriguez. Make it 0-2. We're talking about Rodriguez's home run potential in last night's game. In the minor leagues, he had a ton of home runs with the Angels. In fact, a couple of years ago, hit 29 for Salt Lake, their AAA team. He'll shoot that one foul. And he came over in the Scott Kazmir deal, and Kazmir just continues to struggle mightily with the Angels. But Rodriguez, a player that Joe Madden was familiar with, coming from the Angels organization. Here's the 0-2. Lifted high in the air to right. Bosch coming under it. And one gone. Well, Tigers fans, here is a special invitation to come to the aid of the Miracle League of Michigan, a charitable organization that provides children with mental and/or physical challenges an opportunity to play baseball. Last weekend, vandals caused significant damage to the playing surface and the concession stand at the Miracle League complex in Southfield. Money is needed to help get that facility back in shape, and we'd like to do it before opening day on June 6th. If you'd like to donate or you'd like more information, visit MichiganMiracle.org. Again, that's MichiganMiracle.org, and let's see if we can get that playing facility in Southfield back up and running for the kids who richly deserve it.
Absolutely.
2 balls and no strikes on Sam Fold. Fold flied out to center field back in the 3rd. Those little league facilities and those ballpark facilities for young kids at that age are so vital. I know they were for you. They were for me as well.
Well, you get kids out of the house and away from those games that they like to play, and you get them out running around the ballpark and doing some outdoor things.
Stroke to center field. Jackson coming on. He'll make the running play. Fold is up.
Organized sports is a wonderful thing at a young age.
2 gone. That'll bring up John Jaso.
This ballpark looks stunning tonight.
Big homestand coming up. Boston coming in as well. Minnesota will be coming in. Tigers at home for 10 days. Chance to kind of unpack and unwind a little bit. Strike one on John Jaso. Jaso has an RBI. He's 0 for 2. Here's Verlander's 0-1 pitch. That'll get down into right field. A base hit. A little looper. And a 2-out single for Jaso.
Sometimes you can make a really good pitch, as Verlander does right here, and somehow the hitter still gets rewarded with a base hit. That ball was inside on Jaso, but he just kind of fought it off. He broke his bat, and he got a base hit out of it.
Here's Zobrist, a couple of fly balls. He's 0 for 2. That is the 5th hit given up by Verlander. Strike one. Zobrist is now 1 for his last 23 at bats. And it's been pointed out to me that Mr. Zobrist is a striking resemblance to Roy Halladay of the Philadelphia Phillies. Are you buying it?
Yes, I am buying it. He does look like him a little bit.
Yeah, I can see it right there. A little bit. One and two on Zobrist. And that'll go foul. Verlander dialed that last one up to 96. Previous pitch was at 74.
It's amazing.
Zobrist could not get around on it and lined it foul the other way. Here's the 1-2 again. Missed it outside.
What's fascinating with Verlander, though, is that he'll throw that fastball at 96 to 98 miles an hour, and then he'll come back with, as you mentioned, a pitch at 74, but there's no deceleration in the arm speed. It looks like it's that fastball coming out of his hand, and he's throwing it out of that same window as the fastball.
Outside, 3-2. Verlander's been shaking his head a few times tonight. He was really upset after Joyce hit the 2-run homer. Jaso on the move here with 2 outs, and it's rolled foul. Zobrist, despite his recent struggles, is still 5th in the league with 31 runs scored. And again the 3-2. Fouled away. Had a big game earlier this year in which he knocked in 8 in one game.
That's a week's work for some.
Yeah, for most. 8 of his 28 RBIs this year. 3-2. Verlander trying to put him away. Zobrist not going down easily. Here comes the 9th pitch in this at bat. And he popped him up. Middle of the infield. Peralta is under it. Inning is over. Nothing doing for Tampa Bay. You're watching Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire.
spectacular, I mean spectacular fireworks display, weather permitting. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or log on to tigers.com.
Fireworks display is always top-notch here at the ballpark. Friday night against the Red Sox. Boy, is that going to be a big night. Friday and Saturday, as a matter of fact. So make your plans to be here at the ballpark as Austin Jackson leads it off. Tigers need to get the bats going here. They're down by 2 runs as Davis pumps home a strike, 0-1. Top of the order, it'll be Jackson, Kelly, and Bosch facing the Tampa Bay right-hander. And he just missed with that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Austin tonight is 0 for 2. He hit that ball that was hit right at B.J. Upton. Upton dropped it. Would have been the 3rd out, and that's how the Tigers got their only run. 1-2. Jackson sacrificed in the ballgame last night, and Austin now has 5 sacrifices, which is tied for the American League lead. Here's the 1-2. A little pop up back at first, going to drop, base hit. Jackson will take it.
A couple of bloops and a blast. That's all they need, and they got their right guys coming to the dish in this inning.
What's going on around the game of baseball? Well, let's get you updated. The Twins, a major league worst 15-31. They've lost 9 straight home games. How about that?
They can't win a game.
Meanwhile, the Indians can't lose at home.
How about the power outage, though? The earned run average for pitchers, very, very good. Not a lot of power these days.
No, there isn't. Here's Don Kelly. Ball outside. Pitching has taken center stage here in Major League Baseball this year.
There is some very good young pitching all around baseball in both leagues. Davis has a pretty good move for a big guy. Pretty quick feet, firm throw over to Kochman, the first baseman. And then there are times where he just simply gets there and holds the baseball, which means Jackson's having a difficult time of getting a good read on when he's going to the plate.
In the air to shallow center, and Upton can't get it. Base hit. They almost got the force at second.
That's a really nice deep job by B.J. Upton, and Jackson should have slid in the second base. And the only reason why I say you should slide, watch the deep. Jackson stopped halfway, looked like B.J. was going to catch it. And you never know what B.J. might catch. He's got some real good athleticism out there. And if you're Jackson, you got to slide, because a lot of times when you go into a base standing up, you run past the bag or you slip off the bag and then you get tagged out. They almost got it.
Well, there's the second of the bloops that you called for.
We waiting on the blast now?
We're waiting on the blast.
Well, we got 3 good candidates coming up.
Ball low to Bosch.
As we told you earlier, Davis is really not all that hard to figure out when there's nobody on base. He gives up lots of hits, lots of base runners, lots of base on balls. But when he does pitch in a little stress, that's when he makes his best pitches and does his best work.
Wave and a miss. 1-1 on Bosch.
He has thrown quite a few of those real slow breaking balls when there has been runners on second base in this game. It hadn't been that many, but when there is, he throws slow breaking balls. So Jackson has to be aware of that. If he bounces one, make sure you get to third base, and likewise, Kelly's got to get down to second.
81 pitches now for Wade Davis. Here's the 1-1. Popped up foul. 1-2 on Bosch. 1 for 2 tonight for Brennan, who came in batting just .190 in the month of May. Big fellow waiting on deck, Cabrera. The meat of the Tigers lineup lurking. Then it would be Martinez. Here's the 1-2. Got him. Strike three. Bosch did not like it at all. Jerry Davis punched him out of there. Third strikeout for Davis. That's why Brendan didn't like it. Pitch number 4 appeared to be out of the zone.
A legitimate beef. It was up and it was away.
That's the first out of the inning. Here comes Cabrera. Inside on Miguel. Each team 5 hits in this game. Tigers are down by a pair, but they have the tying runs on. A couple of fly balls to center field for Cabrera, who now has put together a 6-game hitting streak. Shoots that one foul back out of play. 1-1.
Well, we brought this up a couple of innings ago when we were talking about the Tigers' number 3 hitters. Here's Miguel. He's the guy that bats 4th just about every single day for the Tigers, and obviously his numbers compare very favorable with all the other number 4 hitters in baseball. That's the American League, but I'm sure they're favorable to every other number 4 hitter.
.567 slugging percentage. Fought that one off. 1-2 on Miguel. Tigers got a run courtesy of an error back in the 2nd. They got a 2-out walk in the 3rd. And now a couple of hits here in the 5th.
And Jason wants to talk about this next pitch with Davis. They've crowded Cabrera with 3 straight pitches inside. 3 in a row.
Meanwhile, tonight the Tigers 0 for 6 with men in scoring position.
That kind of plays into what Davis has done all year long.
And again fouled back out of play. .472 this year with runners in scoring position. Cabrera has been among the best in the American League in that category. Just off the plate.
Wow.
Yikes. That was awfully close.
That looked a little bit closer than the pitch that Brennan was called out on.
And you're right. That's pitch number 5 right there on the outer edge.
What's the difference, seniority?
You're probably right. Yep, I think you're right. So Cabrera gets the benefit of the doubt on that one. 2-2.
All fastballs in this sequence. All fastballs. 5 pitches.
Fouled away.
Find a little cutter or something there at 87 miles an hour.
Tigers led 1-0 in this game. Tampa tied it up with a run in the 3rd, then went ahead in the Matt Joyce home run in the 4th. And now Detroit trying to answer back here against Wade Davis. His pitch count continues to climb. And the 2-2. Low. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Down by 2. I would not be afraid to start my runners here if I'm Jim. Cabrera has pretty good hand-eye coordination, very seldom strikes out. But he also may be thinking about the fact that Martinez is standing in that batter's box and he doesn't want Cabrera to line into a double play if the guys are on the move. But we'll see what Jim's thinking here.
Roll the dice. Start him. Runners go. Swinging a drive. Left field. That ball is back. And that ball is out of here. There's your blast. A line drive, 3-run homer for Cabrera.
fastball to this pitch sequence by Davis to Cabrera, the last one at 94. But look at him pull his hands inside on this inside fastball, leading with the bat knob, which gets the barrel of the bat through the strike zone in a hurry, and he whistled that ball into the Tigers bullpen. He is some kind of special.
What a great shot of Cabrera pulling his hands in.
What a great at-bat by Cabrera. Well, a couple of bloops and a blast. We called for it. We got it.
Meanwhile, Davis is saying, you know what, that borderline pitch I thought was strike 3.
Yeah, but he didn't strike Brennan Bosch out either, though.
That's true.
It is what it is.
It evens up.
Unbelievably talented. And that's why Cabrera kind of holds that bat where he holds the bat with like the ring finger and the pinky off the bat knob at the bottom. So he can pull his hands through the strike zone just like he did right there. He said Pudge Rodriguez taught him that in 2003 when he was just a baby in Florida.
All of a sudden the Tigers have the lead 4-3.
All right, we see you, big fella. I know you're waiting for it.
The 1-0. Martinez pops it up. Shallow right field. The second baseman Zobrist.
One more, and this is what I'm talking about, the fact that the fingers are off the bat at the bottom, and it allows him to pull his hands through. This ball looks like it's going to beat him, but all of a sudden here comes the bat head through the strike zone. Now watch the bat head, how quickly it gets through there. Wow.
That was the first 3-run homer of the season for the Tigers. Can you believe that?
No, that's hard to believe.
The first 3-run homer of the year. Pretty amazing.
Who dug that up? Tim Bryant?
Tim Bryant did.
Timmy B is on the top of his game today.
Dirks skies one to right center field. Matt Joyce under it, inning over. But it's a big inning for Detroit. Miguel Cabrera goes deep for the 9th time with 2 men on. Tigers lead. Tired. Nighttime here in the Motor City. Downtown looks gorgeous, and so does that score. The Tigers have taken the lead 4-3 on the 3-run homer by Miguel Cabrera.
Well, Verlander needs a shutdown inning here, to say the least.
It'll be Johnny Damon to lead it off, and then Evan Longoria and Matt Joyce. 3, 4, and 5 in the Rays lineup. Here's the 0-1. Make it 0-2 on Damon. So Verlander, after giving up the 2-run homer to Joyce, now has new life here with Cabrera's 3-run shot. He's got that string of consecutive quality starts going at 10 straight. 1-2. Damon has a single and a run scored in this game. One of the 5 Tampa Bay hits. This is in the air, shallow right field. Sizemore going back, Bosch coming in. Brennan hauls it in, one gone. Time to go back to the studio now for a game break. Here's Mickey York. All right, Mickey, thank you.
Tiger slowed Gonzalez down in that brief 2-game series when we were at Fenway Park last week, but as soon as we left, he got 4 hits that next day, I believe.
I think Phil Koch got him to bounce into a couple of double plays.
Yep, and then Verlander handled him as well.
Longoria the batter. No balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball pop up for Longoria. Five for his last 38 at bats. Here's the 0-2. Toward left field. Dirk's on the run. He'll play it on a 1 hop, and Longoria is on with a 1-out single. By the way, it's a Fox Sports Detroit Prize Pack Tuesday brought to you by Meyer. Text Meyer to 37338 to be eligible to win a fantastic prize pack that any baseball fan would love. Meyer, higher standards, lower prices. One on, one out. Here's Matt Joyce. Ball 1.
He got a changeup from Verlander's last time up and hit a 2-run home run to right field. The changeup stayed up, and Joyce has been hot all season. Didn't miss it.
That home run for Joyce was his 8th of the year. .26 RBIs. And he shattered his bat, loops it to left, base hit. And so the Rays trying to come right back.
Joyce is just swinging a magic wand right now. He's starting to spread the ball around a little bit. He was very pull happy when he first came to the big leagues, 2008 through 2010. Majority of his hits to right field. You could see this year just 43% to the pull field, and that 21% now probably the left field with that last base hit.
So now here's Upton. 7 hits for the Rays. Upton looks at strike 1. Upton had a single back in the second. Longoria with a 1-out single. Joyce is followed with a base hit. Ball outside. Upton's real first name is Melvin Emanuel, but his father had a nickname of Boss Man. So when he was a youngster, they called young Emanuel Boss Man Jr., therefore B.J. Upton.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really stand for any name initials. Kind of a nickname.
Yeah, Pop said, I'm the boss man around here. You can be Boss Man Jr. if you want to. If you want to be the boss man, you got to start paying some of these bills around here.
Yeah, good luck on that. The 1-1 is low, 2-1.
That's what you tell your kids when they get a little bit older and they start to rebel and they start to act up, as they all do. When they get to a certain age, you say, you know what? When you start paying some of these bills around here, you can do what you want to do.
Wait a minute. Kids start to act up when they get older?
You think they don't?
There's a base hit to right center.
Wow.
That's going to get a run in. Upton has an RBI, and the Rays have come right back to tie this one up.
3 pretty good at-bats in this inning by Rays hitters. You can see Avila wanted that ball outside. The two-seam fastball kind of leaked and right back over the heart of the plate, and that allowed B.J. Upton to get to it.
Eighth hit of the game now for the Rays, the second for Upton, and that's his 28th RBI. Longoria scores on the play. There's a strike called on Casey Kochman. So Verlander won't be getting, well, I guess he could. One of the runs was unearned, wasn't it? In the third. So 3 of the 4 runs are earned. The 0-1, there's a bluff. I take it back, the error was in the second. That's right. So they are all earned. So that means no 3 earned runs or less over 6 innings. No quality start for Verlander. Quick throwback, runner in. I'll give the Rays some credit. They gave up the big home run to Cabrera, but they come right back. Scratch and claw for a run, and they have a chance to take the lead. There goes the runner. Throw down to second, and it's going to get by Peralta. Here comes the throw to the plate. Safe there. Meanwhile, Upton will go to third, and he is in there, and Joyce is hurt at home plate.
I think that ball hit him right in the elbow.
The Rays have taken a 5-4 lead. The question is, how hurt is Matt Joyce?
Upton running on the play. Avila rushed his throw down there. It bounced. It got past Peralta. He was able to get a little bit of a glove on it. Then Matt Joyce took off for home plate, and I'm not sure what he did. Maybe a hyperextension of that elbow. Let's take one more look at it. I don't think the ball hit him, but let's take a look at, did he hyperextend it? Ugh. Maybe the ball got him.
I think the ball got him. Right there, maybe?
On that funny bone.
So the infield coming in now for Detroit. Tampa has a 5-4 lead. 2-1 is the count. The score now is 5-4, and the Rays have a man at third with only 1 out. Well, Jim Leyland has pulled that infield in. Two balls, 2 strikes on Kochman. 5 runs, 8 hits for the Tampa Rays in this game. And the 2-2. Driven to center field on a line. Jackson coming on, makes the catch. Runner tags. Here's the throw to the plate. And Upton is safe at home plate. Kochman gets an RBI. 6-4 Tampa Bay.
It's a pretty good throw here by Jackson in center field. He gets his momentum carrying him back toward home plate, and the ball doesn't get past the pitcher's mound. It bounces on the second base side of the mound, and that allows Upton a couple of extra steps and allows him to touch home plate with his left hand.
Two-run lead now for the Rays. Here's Sean Rodriguez with the bases empty. So Tampa Bay answers the Tigers' 3-run 5th with a 3-run 6th. And they put up 6 runs on Justin Verlander tonight. There's the 0-1. Make it 0-2 now on Sean Rodriguez.
They put 2 more errors up on the board for the Tigers, which means they've committed 3 here today. So I'm guessing Avila got 1 and Sizemore got 1.
A steal for Upton. Avila got the first error. Yep, and you're correct. Sizemore got the other one. So 3 total for the game now. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Pulled a third, fair ball. Out of the reach of a diving Don Kelly. This is extra bases. And Rodriguez has his second double of this game. It's the 4th hit of this inning now for Tampa Bay.
It's a curveball, and it kind of stays on the inner third of the plate. It kind of buckled Rodriguez's knees momentarily, but he was able to reload and still generate some bat speed and able to hit that ball right past a diving Don Kelly.
Sam Fuld trying to drive in another run.
Our Comcast to high-speed pitch tonight is the amount of pitches Verlander has thrown tonight above 95 miles an hour. Total of 25.
Pulled to first base off the glove of Cabrera. It'll roll to Sizemore. Verlander covers for the out.
Good heads-up play by JV.
And that will end the inning. But it's a big inning for Tampa Bay. They scored 3 times and they regain the lead. Could have been worse had it not been for a heads-up play by Verlander here.
Cabrera got a 94-mile-per-hour fastball inside. He pulled his hands inside ever so slightly and very nicely and hit a 3-run home run into the Tigers bullpen. Coors Light Freeze Cam is always brought to you by your frost-brewed Coors Lights.
Well, meantime, the Tampa Bay Rays have put some numbers up themselves. They lead 6-4 despite the Cabrera home run, so the Tigers have some work to do now. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here at the ballpark, it'll be Peralta, Avila, and Sizemore facing Wade Davis, who's thrown 95 pitches so far, and he misses ball 1 to Peralta. 6 runs, 9 hits for the Rays. Tigers 4 runs, 6 hits. Hit a mile high in the air. Upton can't find it. Now he locates it. 1 out.
Hey fans, this week it's another prime-time edition of Fox Saturday Baseball, and it originates right here at Comerica Park as the Tigers will take on the Boston Red Sox. Coverage begins Saturday at 7 p.m. on your local Fox station. You know, it's another primetime game.
It is indeed. And Tigers and Red Sox, part of that 4-game series. Here's Alex Avila. Dick Stockton, Mark Grace will have all the action. Avila with a fly ball and a strikeout, 0 for 2. The 1-0. High, towering fly ball. Way back into right field, and you can kiss that one goodbye.
That's a big fly.
Oh, Avila killed it. And the Tigers get one back. Number 7 for Avila.
He's got a pretty swing. Effortless. The ball's down. He just drops the bat head into that happy zone, and he drills it. What a pretty swing. Effortless.
Turning into a slugfest.
It might be one of those kind of nights.
395 feet, the estimated distance on that one.
How far back did this one go?
About halfway up.
That's right.
Sizemore dubs one to third base. Yeah, you better eat this one.
Well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Nice job by Heather Nabosny and the ground crew here. Keeping that ball fair for the home team.
Did she do that on purpose?
No.
Here goes Jim Hickey, the pitching coach. That's the 8th Tigers hit, so the entire infield will meet on the mound here. 6 home runs allowed in the last 3 starts for Wade Davis. And tonight it has been Cabrera and Avila. There is some action now in the bullpen for the Tampa Bay Rays. Joel Peralta is warming up. Veteran right-hander. So that'll bring up Jackson. Tying runners aboard here. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. 6-5. Austin's been on base twice, reaching on an error and singling and scoring. Gibson signaling safe. Ball inside. Davis with a runner at first base has that little lean in that he does. Then he kind of hooks around and gets a good look at the runner at first base. Very exaggerated in his movements.
It's a lot like big game James Shields.
Exactly.
Cheating. Sneaking a peek.
High fly foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. One out home run by Avila has drawn the Tigers to within 1. It's 6-5. Close again, but Sizemore getting back in there. 104 pitches now for Davis. One and two.
Good two-seam fastball there by Davis at 89 miles an hour. And when he gets up to 93, 94, it's straight fastball. That's the one Cabrera deposited into that Tigers bullpen. But that one at 89, some really good movement.
The most pitches thrown in a start this year by Davis is 112. Inside and high, 2-2. Jackson stays alive. We've had 17 hits in this game. We've had 11 runs. Joyce is homered for the Tampa Bay Rays. Tigers have hit 2. The Cabrera and Avila long balls. Just off the plate, 3-2. We'll see if Jim puts Sizemore in motion here. He's aboard with 1 out. Kelly waiting on deck. And another throw. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second in plenty of time. It was risky and it didn't work out. So Jackson strikes out. Sizemore is caught stealing. Inning over. However, the Tigers get one back thanks to Alex Avila. He went almost 400 feet. Tigers' first 3-run homer of the season coming in this game tonight from Cabrera. Verlander, the first time he's allowed more than 3 earned runs in a start this year. And Matt Joyce just continues to swing a very, very hot bat. 2 for 3 with a home run. He now leads Major League Baseball with a .363 average. Meanwhile, Daniel Schlereth will come on to pitch for the Tigers.
Well, Daniel's job is to keep the score exactly where it's at. The Tigers have 9 more outs in this game from an offensive standpoint, and if they can keep the score close, they might be able to take over the game and win once again here tonight against Tampa.
Schlereth will face the top of the lineup. It'll be Jaso, Zobrist, and Johnny Damon. Jaso tonight is 1 for 3 with an RBI. Tigers tonight have been out hit by 1 and outscored by 1. There's a strike on Jaso. Verlander goes 6 innings in this game and allows 6 runs on 9 hits. So that string of quality starts comes to an end tonight. But what a run it was. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jaso. Breaking ball is in there nicely. 1-2. Justin's ERA was 2.96 coming in.
Jumped up about a half a point.
Ball outside. 342 is what it's up to now. 2-2 on Jaso. Popped up. Avila. He couldn't get it. He got there, just didn't catch it. So Jaso still alive.
Alex was able to locate it right away, but just couldn't get over there and make the play.
2-2 on Jaso. It's another error on the Tigers.
Whew, that's 4.
E2. You are correct. 4 on the night. There's a bouncer foul. The 6 earned runs, by the way, allowed by Verlander tonight, the most that he has allowed in a start since April 11th of 2010.
Oh, really?
Against Cleveland. Can you believe that? 2010 April. Jaso fought that one off. So the Rays doing something tonight that not many teams have been able to do. Get to him for 6 runs.
They had some guys that started the game today that had some pretty good numbers against Verlander, but at the end of the day, Verlander was still winning the games. He came in with a 5-1 record against Tampa Bay in his career.
Got him. Strike 3. Jaso is punched out of there.
We talked about some of the guys that had some pretty good numbers against Verlander coming into action tonight, and here's a look at what their numbers now look like. B.J. Upton's gotten loose for a couple knocks in the game. Joyce with a big home run, another base hit. Longoria single, he scored. Kotsman a sacrifice fly. Those are the guys that have pretty much done the damage.
Here's Ben Zobrist. He is not on that list. Zobrist 0 for 3 against Verlander tonight. The switch hitter turns around, bats right-handed against the lefty Schlereth.
Schlereth has thrown a couple of really good breaking balls the last 2 pitches. The one to strike Jaso out, he buried that breaking ball down and away from Jaso. And he also buried that one down and into the right-hander Zobrist.
Well, if the Tigers get themselves in a situation where they have a save situation, it won't be Valverde tonight. He's getting the night off, according to Jim Leland, so he would have to decide who he would want to bring in the 9th inning, but the Tigers have to get to that point. That's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
So he did not anoint Benoit as the closer tonight if they got in a situation.
No, he did not. He did not go that far. That would seem to be the logical choice, he said, but he wanted to make sure that Benoit would be good to go tonight. He felt that he would be. There's a strike call. 2-2 now on Zobrist.
With Adam Wilk being recalled from the minor leagues and Furbush back in that bullpen in a couple of days, the Tigers will have 3 left-handers out there.
And he tipped that one to the glove for strike 3. So Schlereth has a couple of Ks.
Hey fans, when the game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live as we bring you all the highlights, reaction, and analysis. Tigers Live from the Call Sam Studios and here at the ballpark immediately after the game on Fox Sports Detroit.
He's going to bring up Johnny Damon. Schlereth strikes out Jaso and Zobrist. Ball 1 inside. Damon had a single, scored a run. He led the 4th inning off with a base hit against Verlander, and then he scored on the Joyce home run. And he takes a strike, 1-1.
Johnny's had a bright career. Started in Kansas City, brief stop in Oakland, the Boston Red Sox, the New York Yankees, Tigers, and now Tampa.
That's rolled to first base, fair ball, and Cabrera takes it himself. And a nice inning for Schlereth. 1, 2, 3. Stretch time coming up at Comerica. Six-5 in favor of Tampa Bay. The Tigers have a little bit of work to do now, down by a run. And in a wall side windows pitching change, here is Joel Peralta coming on for Tampa Bay.
Well, Peralta pitching in his 22nd game for Joe Maddon's Rays. He's lost 3 games. He's won 1. But the earned run average is not bad. It's under 3.5. And that bottom one, the opponent's batting average is just at 203.
So Wade Davis is done after 6 innings tonight, and Peralta takes over here in the 7th. And Don Kelly leads it off. Kelly, then Bosch, and then Cabrera facing the right-hander. First pitch outside, 1-0.
And Joe Madden pretty much had to remake his entire bullpen in the offseason, which with most of the participants of last year leaving as free agents. And so far, the bullpen's been pretty good.
Yeah, their ERA as a staff, bullpen-wise, that is, 3.50. That's outside, 2 balls, no strikes.
A lot of that success goes to the starting pitchers of the Rays, who have pretty much gone into the 7th inning in just about every outing this year, which takes a lot of stress off of the bullpen.
Madden said that even though they lost some offensive components, guys like Crawford and Pena and Bartlett, that bullpen was job one in the offseason, restructuring it. And now it's 3-0 on Kelly. Peralta was signed as a free agent in December to help bolster that bullpen. Big league time with the Angels, Royals, Rockies, Washington. The veteran's 35 years old. He's been around. And he missed on 4 straight pitches, and the tying run is on.
Well, you want to stay up with the Tigers, you can follow them with the MLB.com at Bet11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. And get live audio pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Tigers.com for more details.
Well, those leadoff walks from your bullpen, a no-no late in the game, and Peralta has put the tying run on now.
And that run scores about 65% of the time. Nobody out. Man on first base.
And Peralta staring at the 3, 4, and 5 guys in the Tigers lineup. Bosch 1 for 3, had a base hit. That was in the first inning. Ball 1. Fly ball and a strikeout his other 2 times up.
Bosch looked like he was taking all the way on that fastball that was up from Peralta. Well, you know he's trying to throw you a fastball right down the middle. Brennan has the kind of power that he could reach the seats here on a day when the wind is blowing out to right. You get the pitch you're looking for. And if it's a fastball, let it go.
One and one.
It's a good call there by Jaso. Peralta having a tough time locating the fastball. All of them out of the strike zone. So Jaso called the breaking ball a field pitch, and Peralta able to thread the needle.
Fly ball. Shallow left field. Fold is under it. And Bosch is out. Kelly retreats, 1 gone. So that'll bring up Cabrera. Two for 6 against Peralta, career with a home run. And up until Cabrera's last at bat in this game, the 3-run shot in the 5th, the Tigers were the only team in the majors without a 3-run homer this year. And there's a strike on Cabrera. 0-1. Nine home runs now for Miguel. And 34 RBIs. He also extended the hitting streak to 7 straight.
And Cabrera does a lot of damage. 7th inning or later. His number is .352 as far as the batting average is concerned. He's driven in 9 this year.
Trying to hold up, but he went. And now it's 0-2 on the big fella. Peralta walked Kelly on 4 straight pitches. Yeah, he went, definitely.
No doubt about that.
Here's the 0-2. He swings and strikes him out, and so Peralta comes back to strike out Cabrera on 3 pitches. 2 gone.
3 straight breaking balls as well. The last one bounced. Actually, that looked like a fork ball. Had the action of a fork ball.
So now Peralta will face Victor Martinez, who has walked in this game 0 for 2 otherwise. Tigers have scored 4 of their 5 runs in this game in the last 2 innings. And Jaso's made quite a few trips to the mound tonight. Now we'll talk it over with Joel Peralta, who last year pitched with the Washington Nationals in the National League. Spent 3 years with Kansas City, so we saw him in 2006, 7 and 8 in the Central Division with the Royals. Here's Victor. Ball 1. In Cleveland tonight, it's 4-1 Boston over the Indians. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cleveland batting there. Beckett started that game for Boston. Carmona for Cleveland. The Waits lining up now. Beckett, Verlander on Sunday here at Comerica. That's pulled foul. Look out. Right by Tommy Brookins, who wanted no part of that one.
It's the same matchup we had in Boston last week, and it was a good one. Anytime you can get a couple of front-line right-hand starters going up against one another, runs are usually at a premium.
One and one on Martinez. Good pitch. A bender that drops in. 1-2.
He was having a difficult time of finding his fastball against Don Kelly in the first pitch to Brennan Bosch. But Peralta has had no difficulty whatsoever in throwing that breaking ball for strikes here to the last couple of hitters.
He's ahead of Martinez. 1-2. And that is yanked foul. Peralta began his big league career with the Angels in 2005 after about 6 years in their minor league system. He has pitched really exclusively out of the bullpen in the minor leagues, in the big leagues. That's a foul ball right at home plate. It came up and hit Martinez, but he was still in the batter's box. 1-2 the count stays. Leadoff walk to Kelly. He's still at first base with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Peralta comes back to retire the side. A couple of strikeouts for Joel. Tigers have been outscored and out hit by 1 in this game, and the Tigers will need to come back in this one. Take Verlander off the hook. By the way, this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Detroit Tigers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. Daniel Schlereth going back to the mound. He's going to face Evan Longoria, who leads it off, then Matt Joyce and B.J. Upton. Pretty good job there by Peralta after walking Don Kelly on 4 straight pitches to come back and get the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. 2 of them via the strikeouts.
Yeah, 1 breaking ball, 1 fork ball, changeup to get those outs.
Longoria takes outside. Singled, scored a run back in the 6th inning, which right now remains the big inning for Tampa. They scored 3 runs in that frame. Here's the 1-0. Meanwhile, Schlereth came out in the 7th, struck out a couple, had a 1, 2, 3, 7th inning, so something for him to build on. Hopefully that'll carry over here in the 8th. The 1-1. Now Longoria way ahead, 3 balls, 1 strike. The 3-1 coming from Schlereth. And it's a strike, 3-2.
He has a lot of confidence in that curveball. Avila wanted the fastball inside, then he called for the fastball outside, and Schlereth shook them both off until he got the sign of the pitch he wanted to throw, which was the curveball.
Verlander started this one. He went 6 innings, allowing 6 runs, then Schlereth in the 7th.
If he locates a fastball right here after a couple of breaking balls and quite a few breaking balls in this pitch sequence to Longoria, he might just get a swing and miss.
Ground ball left side. Kelly cuts it off at third. And Longoria is out by a step. 1 away here in the 8th inning. Hey, don't forget you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game, presented tonight by the Big Mac. Using your cell phone, text Tigers, followed by a space, and then the player's uniform number to 37338, or you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. We'll have the results for you on Tigers Live. Standard text rates apply. So here's Matt Joyce, who's had a big game tonight. 2-run shot, a single, 2 runs scored.
And really the only blemish on Matt Joyce's 2011 season is the fact that he has not done a lot of good work against left-handed pitching. Hitting under 200 against left-handers. That might just be one of those things that comes a little bit later with Matt Joyce. Curtis Granderson struggled against left-handers early in his career, but now Granderson doing a pretty nice job against left-handed pitching. It just may be one of those things that you have to learn up here, how to hit lefties, if you're Matt.
Right back up the middle, and he's got himself a base hit.
Yeah.
It's a 1-out single and the 3rd hit of the game for Matt Joyce.
He has a big fly to right field. And that's a breaking ball that just kind of stays up, and good swing by Joyce. And if you ask Daniel, he will tell you that wasn't where he wanted to throw that pitch.
It's going to make it an even 10 hits now for Tampa Bay tonight as B.J. Upton steps in. Ball 1 to Upton. Couple of singles and an RBI for Upton. He's knocked in 28. Rays looking for some breathing room late in this game, and there's ball 2 missing outside. Upton has done much better on the road this year. In fact, Tampa has, period, but he's hitting over 300 on the road. And he's ahead 2-0. Now it's 3 balls and no strikes.
And the Tigers will see Upton's younger brother Justin when the Arizona Diamondbacks come to Comerica Park in interleague play. Kirk Gibson also makes his first return as a manager. Or was he managing that team last year when they came here?
He was managing last year, I believe.
Alan Trammell now on his staff.
And missed inside, and so Upton gets a walk, and that's going to put 2 aboard now. Single and a base on balls. Leland beginning to pace now in the dugout. Tomorrow here it's going to be Penny and Sonnenstein in the series finale before the Red Sox come a-calling. Penny in search of his 5th win. Sonnenstein 0-1. There's Brad. Here is Casey Kochman. 6-5. The Rays lead. We're in the 8th. Ball 1. Tigers bullpen these days certainly has a different look. Although Albuquerque has been here for quite some time, he's warming up right now. Here's a strike, 1-1. Furbush going to the pen. Wilk was called up to help out in the bullpen. Although Wilk probably here just for a couple of days until Saturday when Andy Oliver will come up to make a start. Here's the 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. To be accurate about Kirk Gibson, he was actually hired after interleague play. That was on July the 2nd when he took over for A.J. Hinch last year. But he'll come back to town as the skipper this year of the Diamondbacks. And of course that big weekend honoring Sparky Anderson on tap too.
Talked about Alan Trammell. He is now the bench coach for Kirk Gibson. When Alan was managing here, Gibby was his bench coach.
Slice toward left field. Long run for Dirk. Still coming hard, and it's going to drop foul.
That Diamondbacks team playing some pretty good baseball too. .500 club.
Two and 2 on Kochman.
I got to ask him, this will be the last that I say. Did you see Kirk Gibson stumble over that first base
Oh,
bag?
my goodness, was that funny.
When he was giving some base running instruction to his team last week?
Yes, I did.
Oh, my goodness.
That was his specialty here with Detroit when he was coaching as well. The base running, because obviously that was a big part of Gibby's game when he played. But I guess they had a camera there
hilarious
in the stadium, and he stumbled over first base and took a header.
Hilarious.
Guys were running into the dugout. They were laughing so hard. We might have to bring that up when it comes to
for sure. Think we won't.
2-2 on Kochman. 1 out, 2 men on. 1-run game here in the 8th. Bouncing ball hit to the right side, and a diving stop by Sizemore. Throws not in time. Pulled him off the bag, and the bases are loaded.
It's going to be interesting to see how the official scorekeeper scores that one. It's a great play by Sizemore. He takes the right route. He gets to the ball. He has some time when he gets up to make an accurate throw, which he does not, and he pulls Cabrera off the bag. They could go one of 2 ways, either a hit or an error for Sizemore.
It's a base hit. Cabby just pulled his foot off the bag right after, or right before he caught it, I should say. It's going to be it for Schlereth. We've got a pitching change. We'll step aside. Tigers go to the pen. With Tampa Bay in the lead, Tigers go to the bullpen again, and it's Albuquerque.
Well, Albuquerque has 25 strikeouts and 14 2/3 innings of work this year, but he does have 11 walks. And I'm sure that's the one thing that they'd like to see Al do a little bit better job of, and that's filling up that strike zone with that 95, 96 mile per hour fastball and a real good slider to go with it.
Strike one on Sean Rodriguez with the bases loaded, 1 out. 375 career, make it 357 career for Rodriguez. Albuquerque in a pinch here after they loaded the bases on Schlereth. Daniel retired the first 4 that he faced, then gave up a couple of singles and a walk. Swing and a miss, and the count is 0-2. Rodriguez has knocked into 3 double plays this season. Swing and a miss. Albuquerque takes care of Rodriguez.
You can watch Albuquerque on video, and you can get the scouting reports from your advanced scout as to just how good that slide piece is for him. But until you're standing 60 feet 6 inches from him, you don't have a true understanding of how much that pitch looks like a fastball coming out of his hand into the last 5 feet when it simply disappears.
Sean Rodriguez wasn't even close to that last one.
There have been some teams that have seen him lately, some of your veteran teams, and they're starting to lay off some of those sliders down. They're simply just not swinging at them because you can't hit it anyway.
Ground ball right back off the glove, but it's Peralta who tags the bag for the out, and the inning is over. Johnny on the spot, literally. They'll leave him loaded. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Albuquerque does the job. Still a 1-run game.
Tomorrow for the final game of this series against the Rays. Coverage begins at 12:30 with Tigers Live, followed by the game at 1 o'clock. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire tomorrow afternoon here on Fox Sports Detroit and Fox Sports Detroit HD. The old businessman special tomorrow afternoon. Day games next couple of days, Wednesday and Thursday.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Sneak out of school.
Next Sunday, next Monday. A lot of day baseball here at Comerica Park next week.
Actually, I'm not advocating that you sneak out of school. You sneak away from work, though. Tigers down by a run as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Dirks will lead it off. Dirks, then Peralta, then Avila. Andy 0 for 3, made a great diving catch earlier tonight. Hit his first big league home run last night. asked Andy before the game if he got that home run ball back because it was not hit into the seats. It was hit into the bell tire area down the right field line, and Andy said, no, I didn't get it.
No one retrieved it for him?
No one retrieved it for him. And I said, well, do you want it? He said, nah, I don't know. I don't care.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of surprised me. Somebody had to get it for him. Maybe holding out on him. 2-0 is in there. A strike, 2-1.
Well, here it is, in case you missed it.
Well, Tire Man almost caught it. Two balls, one strike. And there's the strike call. 2-2 on Dirks, who obviously disagrees with his body language. Andy tonight has put the ball in the air 3 times. 0 for 3. Peralta came on in the 7th. Gave up a walk but no damage. And now pitching here in the 8th. Driven high in the air down the right field line. It is hooking and caught on the run by Joyce, I believe. No, apparently not. Here comes Dirks around third. They're going to send him home. Dirks is coming around, and now they say he caught it. The crowd's fired up. We lost it in the corner, and Joyce caught it. Dirks never stopped running. Joyce, meanwhile, may have hurt his leg.
Yeah, it's been a rough night. It's been a rough night for Joyce. It's the second nice play he's made in right field, too. Earlier in the game, he took a double away from Austin Jackson down in that corner.
Now watch Dirks.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to stop. And Gino's waving him around. Come on! You talk about trying to steal one. That was the longest fly out in the history of the game. And the crowd has no idea what happened.
Got his sprints in.
1 out. Now, how could Gino not see that? I mean, he's got a perfect view from the box at third.
I don't know.
Here's Peralta.
There was some animation in that third base box, though.
You got to see this again. Watch Gino. Bring it home. 1 ball, no strikes on Peralta. Make it 2-0 on Johnny. So here's Peralta's 2-0 pitch. Whistled foul. He got a fastball. He turned on it.
He tried to catch it, too. That guy in the Tiger shirt.
That's not good.
Yeah. Check him out.
Oh. One guy was running for his life.
When you sit that close, you have to bring your glove to the park.
3-1. Alex Avila waiting on deck. There's a walk, and the tying run is on.
Was he pinch run for him?
Doesn't look like it.
No. That's what Alex did his last time up. Sweet swinging Alex Avila with a big fly to right field.
So another pitching change. Peralta's out of here. They go to the bullpen. We'll step aside. Tigers have 1 on, 1 out. And they'll have Alex Avila coming up. Cesar Ramos is the new pitcher for Tampa Bay.
And more than likely Ramos will see one batter, and it might just be Alex Avila. As a matter of fact, he also pitched to Avila last night in the 8th inning, and he struck him out. And Ramos in his last 4 outings, he's only seen one batter.
Ramos came out to strike out Avila last night with a couple of runners on. We're at Comerica Park in downtown Detroit in the 8th inning of a 1-run game. Mario and Pemba with Rod Allen. Brady Klima is our producer tonight. Mark Isofano is our director. And this has been a back and forth ball game all night. 6-5 right now, but the Tigers trying to get it going here in the 8th. Avila homered in his last at bat, and he takes ball 1. Cesar Ramos was acquired from San Diego last December as part of the 5-player Jason Bartlett trade. High fly ball, left field, hit well. Faldo's back to the wall. Kiss it goodbye.
He shot him again.
Second home run of the game for Alex Avila, and the Tigers have taken the lead. A 2-run shot for Avila.
Go ahead and smile, Al. 2 big flies today, one to right field, a 91-mile-per-hour fastball. Really nice concentration. He just muscled that ball out of here. That's not an easy thing to do, people. 1 home run to right, 1 home run to left.
There's a base hit to center for Scott Sizemore.
Take one more look at the Avila swing from the side. Real quiet in the approach. Lethal hands coming through the strike zone. And the hand quickness that he demonstrates through the strike zone, he's doing it with a 33-ounce bat. So this kid is strong.
Well, Joaquin Benoit is warming up right now. The Tigers, it appears, may have a save situation here. Ramos is going to be taken out of this game. They will go to the bullpen again. As Joe Madden takes Ramos out, he gives up a homer and a single. And Kyle Farnsworth, the former Tiger, coming in. So we'll lead on the opposite field. 2-run home run by Alex Avila, his second of the night.
Well, here's the first one. And he played long ball to right field. This was against the starter, Mr. Davis. And then Ramos, who struck him out last night on an off-speed pitch, tried to sneak a 91-mile-per-hour piece of cheese past him, and Alex wasn't having any of that.
Tigers have 10 hits now, 2 of them home runs by Avila. They lead the second multi-homer game this year for Alex. And the new pitcher is the guy that you'll recognize, Kyle Farnsworth, the former Tiger.
The big fella's having a good year. He has 9 saves. He's only blown once. He's won 2. He hasn't lost. And the secondary numbers are really good, too, for Farnsworth. He's always been a hard thrower. 97 with that first fastball. And he's got a decent slider, too.
Austin Jackson batting here. Still only 1 out. Ball high, 2-0. Meanwhile, as we mentioned before we went to break, Joaquin Benoit is warming up right now, so apparently he is Jim's choice to close this one out.
He pitched well last night. It wasn't in a save situation. It was the 8th inning, which is what they brought him here to do.
Bouncing ball to third. This should be 2. There's 1. Relay in time for the double play. So the inning is over. Tigers take the lead, though, on the Avila home run. A 2-run shot by Alex Avila has given the Tigers the lead. We have some defensive changes. Casper Wells will take over for Brennan Bosch in right field. Brandon Inge will come on to play third base in place of Don Kelly. And meanwhile, Joaquin Benoit trying to record his first save of the year. It'll be the top of the lineup, John Jaso to lead it off. Jaso, then Zobrist, and then Johnny Damon facing Joaquin Benoit. Valverde not available tonight. So this is Benoit's save if he can get it. And Jaso looks at strike 1.
And Benoit had a clean inning against his former team in last night's game.
Jaso picked up an RBI earlier in the game, has a single as well. Here's the 0-1. Make it 0-2.
You know, something like this may be just what the doctor ordered for a guy like Benoit. Your former team comes to town. A clean inning last night, and if he's able to go out and pitch a clean inning here tonight, it may be the very thing that turns his season around.
Benoit's last save was last May against the Yankees. He pitched a third of an inning, got the final out of a game against the Yanks. The 0-2. Just off the plate. 1-2. Benoit replaces Albuquerque, who, by the way, got 2 really big outs in that 8th inning, because the Rays were looking to tack some runs on. Fouled straight back. Schlereth has also pitched tonight. Verlander went the first 6 innings in this game. He will not get a decision tonight. And the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on John Jaso. Zobrist and then Johnny Damon, and then if it gets that far, Evan Longoria. And the 2-2. He checked it. Did not go. Sam Holbrook at third said he held up, so now it's 3-2. Fly ball center field. Jackson cruising back. A lot of room out there. Hit it a long way, but it's a long out. 1 gone.
You were talking about last half inning when Albuquerque came in relief of Schlereth and the 2 outs that he got. He really carved up Rodriguez with 1 breaking ball, 1 fastball, and then another slide piece. And then he chipped in. He got a glove on the ball, which slowed it down for Peralta, and Peralta was able to tag the bag to get the third out of the inning.
Albuquerque laughed about it, but they got the out, and boy, that really was huge because it kept it a 1-run game.
Albuquerque's always got a smile on his face.
Here's Zobrist. He looks at ball 1. Zobrist is hitless tonight, 0 for 4, so his struggles continue. 1 for his last 25. And he yanks that one right at Cabrera. 2 gone. Cabrera caught the bullet off the bat of Damon to end the game last night. He catches another one here in the 9th inning tonight. Look at this one.
Playing no doubles depth, playing real close to that line, nothing down the line, and able to take a couple of steps and make that play.
1 more out to get here now for Benoit. The crowd to its feet. And again, it's Johnny Damon. 1 for 4. Ball 1.
You have to make Johnny Damon hit the ball to straightaway center field or left field. 24 at-bats against Joaquin, pretty good numbers. You can't allow him to hit the ball to right field in the air. He has power in that direction. Good pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike on Damon. 7-6 Tigers, 2 outs in the 9th. Slice to left, base hit. Tying run is on.
That's a good smart at bat by Damon, and that's one of the reasons why Johnny has so many hits. He knew Benoit was not going to give him anything inside the pool, so he simply took the base hit to left field.
Which, by the way, is the 12th hit of the night for the Rays. The 22 hits combined for these two clubs. Here's Longoria. Rays are still kicking now. The tying run is on. Longoria's had one single tonight. That's it. Strike one.
I noticed Benoit, he kind of broke out that slider last night. Threw quite a few pretty good sliders in the one inning he pitched against his former team. He's usually fastball changeup. But that's a little slide piece there.
Could that be one of the ways he's trying to break out of this little slump?
It could be. Different look, different pitch.
Well, he's ahead of Longoria now, 0-2. 24,133 the attendance tonight.
Yeah, maybe throw one more of those sliders up there if you choose to do so, but just make sure you get it maybe about 6 inches further than that last one. Longoria's been trying to pull that ball all day long. He'll hit it right to Johnny Peralta.
The 0-2. Bouncing ball left side. Peralta has it. Fires to second for the force. And the Tigers with a comeback win here tonight with 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Outstanding call there, partner.
Thank you very much. And it's not often that you say your team wins a game when they made 4 errors, but the Tigers, they will take this one.
They will indeed. It took 3 hours, 13 minutes to play. Benoit gets the job done. He steps up tonight. And the Tigers behind 2 homers from Alex Avila take a win from Tampa. 7-6 your final. Back with more.